The Hako Type D. Don't worry, Acceleracers fans, you could put your pitchforks down, because I've never seen Initial D either. The Hako Type D was first released in 2025 and designed by Brian Zhao. And I'll say it right out the gate. In my opinion, this is one of the best new fantasy castings that has come out of Hot Wheels during the decade so far. This car is a wonderful throwback to the 2000s era of Hot Wheels. With its classic JDM tuner look, it perfectly fits in with some of the best cars that era had to offer, and is a car that really makes me want to pump up the volume on some Eurobeat and throw my fear of copyright strikes to the wind. The front end sports these nice, thin, Sylvia-esque marker lights and grille, while the actual headlights are positioned at the bottom and are technically classified as pop-down headlights, which is just such a freaking cool concept. I love this little hood scoop. Little details like this can be my favorite things about some Hot Wheels designs. Same with the way the sunroof is positioned. It makes it look like it's got bad hair. It's great. And I absolutely adore these tri-spoke rims. I don't know if Hot Wheels plan to use these more often, but I really hope they do, especially for castings like this. The rear almost adds a bit of a cyberpunk element to things, with the way the taillights look and how the rear bumper has that satin texture to it, contrasting the solid nature of the rest of the car. The rear bumper is kinda two separate pieces almost. The upper rear bumper is part of the interior piece, while the lower piece where the exhausts sit is a part of the base. Also, similarly to the Flight 03, this is another car that knows 2 spoilers is always better than 1. That's exactly what they told us about condoms in 7th grade health class. We have a nice roof spoiler, as well as a trunk-mounted lip spoiler. Another little detail I adore is the defogger lines on the rear window. Again, something so small can go such a long way. Now, I think it'll be obvious to anyone with a pair of functioning eyes that this car was heavily inspired by the Trueno from Initial D. In an interview with Acceleracers, Brian Zhao pretty much confirmed it. Speaking of which, if there's anyone who hasn't seen that video and you want to hear a way more detailed discussion on the creation of this car, go check out Reese's interview with Brian on Tesla's Cube, as it goes way more in depth than I ever could, and well, you get to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, which is also really cool. We don't go based off of facts here, just my shitty opinions. Now obviously, this being a 2025 release, there's only 2 out there right now. The white one and its red recolor. And I gotta say, I know the white one is gonna be more popular by default, but I think the red and black looks so much better. I know the white is meant to be an Initial D homage, and I'm not in any way saying it looks bad, but the red is just so much cooler to me. It makes the car stand out way more, and I think it's just way more badass. I think the gold rims are also a part of it too. I just find it to be much more eye-catching. It kinda reminds me of the car from the first Ridge Racer game. It just looks so freaking good. But either way, the Hako Type D is a phenomenal car. What I love about it the most is that it manages to feel completely modern, while simultaneously feeling like it could have been made 20 years ago. It's a car that I really hope becomes a major part of the brand in the next few years. Honestly, I want to see this thing take up as much advertisement and promotional material as the Night Shifter does now. But more importantly, this car signifies something bigger to me. A Hot Wheels renaissance. I think 2025 has been a fantastic year for Hot Wheels fantasy castings. This, as well as cars like the Mod Mill, Twin Dorado, Slideburn, Gone Mad, have truly shown that fantasy castings are coming back and better than ever. At least to me, these cars all give me the same feeling as cars from the mid to late 2000s did. They're bold, they're interesting, they're really, really good looking, and they've brought a lot of new, interesting ideas, while at the same time haven't been afraid to dig up some old ones either. There's a whole new generation of younger designers, many of whom grew up during the golden era of Hot Wheels like we did, and are clearly directly inspired by the great castings of the past. I truly believe that this is the start of another golden era for the brand, and though, in our minds, it may never truly live up to the 2000s era, I think it's going to be a golden era in its own way. I think over the next few years, we're going to see even more amazing castings just like this, and I hope the Hako Type D is one they continue to bring along for the ride. Overall, I give the Hako Type D a 10 out of 10.
旧式の86ごときはこの FD がちぎれないだと。悪い夢でも見てんのかクソったれが。 俺は赤城レッドサンズのナンバー2だぞ。こいつ先を知らないのか。この緩い右の後言わんこっちゃねえ。スピードが乗りすぎてるぜ。立て直して減速するスペースはもうねえ。何完成ドリフト。